I do want to talk about Brazil fires because this is an important thing.
Yeah.
This is absolutely crucial that we understand what's going on there. 3 weeks now, a huge section of the Amazon forest is on fire. The Guardian reported that 739 square kilometers during the 31st of May was lost. That's equivalent to 2 football fields every minute. That's insane. Here's some pictures of what's going on over there.
Wait, this has been going on since May?
Over 3 weeks, it says, yeah, 30 during the 31 days of May. Huh?
That's confusing.
Wait, it's been going on for a while. I know that, and people are like, why isn't nobody talking? I mean, look at this. The whole fucking. That's insane. Look at the size of this fire. Like, is that not like that whole Amazon rainforest? I mean, I know like all of this is rainforest, but that is remarkable. This is a shot from space. You can see.
Wow.
That ain't good. There it is. The biggest rainforest on the planet Earth. Looks like that Hollywood Hills. Look at this. That's lush, beautiful green forest.
Yeah. It's so sad.
The biggest rainforest provides 20% of the oxygen in the entire world.
Yikes.
Like, how
crazy.
are we going to cope with the loss of this rainforest? 2 football fields an hour. That's so crazy. So this is close by cities, or cities all throughout Brazil, in the middle of the day are driving with their headlights on because it's so smoky in the country. This is
I
in the
don't
middle.
know
Look, this is
why
the
I
middle
don't
of the day.
see more
Mila.
people talk about it, because when you told me about it, which was like maybe a few days ago, that was the first time I heard about it. I didn't see it anywhere.
So I first heard about it, and I think it was a movement within Brazil to raise awareness. I saw like something about Save Amazonia, and it was like #1 trending. And it was I think it was a bunch of Brazilian people being like, "Hey, we need the world to see this because the Amazon forest is on fire." I don't know why. I mean, I don't know why more people aren't talking about this. It affects all of us.
I feel like in the last 24 hours, it's
It
the
just
profile
started,
is raised
yeah.
pretty significantly. I'm seeing a lot of
Yeah.
talk about it now.
Seeing
But the fact that
more.
it's been going on for
Yeah.
a while and we're only now hearing about it, yeah, is pretty telling.
There's more. I've got obviously a lot more to say about what caused it, how the government's responding. Here's a video at 2 p.m. in Sao Paulo. 2 p.m., middle of the day. This is what it looks like. Look at this shit, Gila.
Wow.
It's pitch
What?
black. It's pitch black, 2 p.m. Imagine what it's like to be in that thick
Yeah.
smoke, too. Holy, dude, when I saw the rainforest was on fire, I'm like, we are so fucked. Because not only is there more droughts there now. Well, here, I've got a whole read up here. According to Euronews, it's unclear whether the fires were caused by agricultural activity or deforestation. Both have accelerated rapidly under the Brazilian president, Jair Bolsonaro.
Sorry for that pronunciation.
Bolsonaro,
Brazilian fans.
who made opening the Amazon to corporate exploitation a key plank of his election campaign. So this guy basically ran, and this is a really tough philosophical question, okay? Brazil is they have a strong economy, but they're like still developing. And their biggest natural resource is the Amazon rainforest. They're delogging it. They're using the land for agriculture. Previously, they had protected the land, and this guy came in saying, I am going to open it up and activate our economy. So he deregulated it, and now all the farmers and agriculturists they basically light the fires on purpose to clear land. But the fires have just gotten out of control, and deforestation itself is making the the forest less moist. When you reduce the size, it's got like a moisture profile, and it dries it up essentially. And so it's much more prone to being burned. I mean, it shouldn't be happening that the rainforest is on fire at all. But deforestation and agricultural activity, aka people actually just lighting fires to clear land, is why this is going on due to the changes by the president. But it's a interesting problem because like it affects the whole globe. It affects everybody.
So like,
Yet
what can we do
it's
about
the sovereignty of their country.
it?
I was thinking like we, the UN, developed countries, should pay them whatever it is they make a year from harvesting land or whatever the fuck. Just we need to pay them to not touch that fucking forest. Because not only are you providing less oxygen, but you're also the amount of CO2 that's coming off of from burning that forest is ridiculous. It's accelerating. It's accelerating global warming. I don't know. I think it needs UN intervention. They cannot touch that fucking forest. And obviously, they're sovereign countries, so we have to make it worth it for them. We have to bribe them, in short.
Because obviously, the only thing that will talk is money.
Yes. Because that's why they're doing it. So you have to remove their incentive for wanting to do that. I mean, clearly, they don't, I don't think the people want to be living.
I can only imagine when we had the fires here, we didn't leave the house, and it was nothing like this. It was just kind of like dusty in the air.
Yeah.
But you didn't want to. You didn't want to be outside.
They're like, don't go outside if you're, sensitive or have asthma. These motherfuckers can't see the sun.
It's so crazy.
Wildfires in the Amazon are not natural events, but are instead caused by a combination of drought, which is happening worse and worse from climate change, and human activities. Both climate change and regional deforestation are linked to increases in the intensity and frequency of droughts over the Amazon. The Amazon forest has experienced 3 major droughts. They used to be considered once in a century events. Once every 100 years. Some fluke of nature, they would get a drought. Now, they had major droughts in 2005, 2010, and both 2015 and 16. So the forest is drying out. It's getting less rain. That's 1 in 100 years. Happened 4 times in the past 20 years. Brazilian president. Well, why don't you go ahead and say this so I don't get mega doo-dooed.
I think it's Jair Bolsonaro.
I mean, come on.
That's probably terrible too. I apologize.
Jair Bolsonaro. Didi Megadudu.
Megadudu.
So the Brazilian president, Didi Megadudu, blamed environmental groups. This guy is such a douche, by the way. Oh my God, this guy is a fucking nightmare. He goes, maybe, and I am not affirming it, all these NGO people, because I think there's a lot of nonprofit organizations
groups,
out there trying to take care of the lungs of the earth, as they call it. He accused them of carrying out some criminal actions to draw attention against the government of Brazil.
At the cost of ruining the rainforest?
That's why they're there, dude. It's crazy. Brazil has had more than 72,000 fire outbreaks so far this year, an 84% increase on the same period of last year. This is kind of heartbreaking, but I'll open it up just to give you guys perspective. This is an indigenous woman. These motherfuckers, there's people that live in the forest, man, out there. She's saying, these assholes came in and burned down our reservation. I want all the media here to see it.
Agora vieram e puseram fogo na nossa reserva. Nós não vamos nos calar. Amanhã nós vamos fechar a pista e queremos a mídia aqui para nos defender.
So sad. It's such a beautiful piece of nature. I don't know. It's like,
dude, it's the lungs of the earth. I mean, it's so important to the planet. It's so important to the planet. What about, we say that they have a sovereignty, but what about the indigenous people? I mean, they were there in the forest before anyone came.
It's also habitat for like, I don't know exactly the details, but like half of the animal species.
The most diverse and abundant place of life on the planet. The president, on a Facebook Live broadcast, man, you know Brazil's tits backwards when the president is going Facebook Live. On Thursday, can you imagine? Facebook Live, the president, he on Thursday.
Our president would be on Periscope. It's the Twitter one, right?
Periscope, man. Trump might go Facebook Live. You never know. On Thursday, that countries that give money to preserve the Amazon rainforest do not do it for charity, but to interfere with our sovereignty, he said. He does not want charity groups helping to protect the rainforest. But, okay, yes, we genocided the Native Americans, but at least now we give them sovereignty over the land they have. These indigenous tribes were there before the Portuguese and Spanish came and took over Brazil.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like that forest should have its own sovereignty.
Well, the woman, at least in the translation, she did mention a reservation of some kind. So,
well, they're burning it down.
Yeah, I mean, obviously. I
guess they weren't supposed to.
We haven't been fantastic about respecting our natives' reservations either, to be honest. So,
well, that's true. Well, yeah, one of my, we killed them all. We definitely killed them all. So,
not great. Not great.
For the first time, the Brazilian president acknowledged that farmers might be involved in lighting fires in the region. Well, that's progress. So, on an extremely terrifying note, scientists are warning that losing another fifth of Brazil's Amazon will trigger the feedback loop known as dieback, in which the forest begins to dry out and burn in a cascading system of collapse beyond the reach of any subsequent human intervention.
Great.
Yikes.
Oh,
Yikes.
That felt so bad reading.
Yeah, this shit is scary, man. It's not good.
I feel like we're fucked. I feel like the plant, like seeing this now, that rainforest on fire, I feel like this is a critical moment for us as a species.
And on top of that, it seems like there's nothing you can do about it. I mean, what can you do?
I think the UN and our governments need to make quick action to preserve that. I think I think people,
so too,
people
but
are
will
not
anyone do anything?
I don't know. People are not taking climate change seriously. Even our own government, our own president says it's a Chinese hoax. I mean, we're all just arguing about it until we're like the frog in the boiling water, you don't realize it's boiling until you're already boiled. It's crazy. Why aren't people taking climate change seriously? It is out of control. The rainforest is on fire, guys. In the last half century, about 1/5 of the forest, or 300,000 square miles, has been cut or burned in Brazil, whose border contains almost 2/3 of the entire Amazon basin. This is an area larger than Texas.
The area that's been burned is larger than Texas.
Yes. The climate change would the removal of the forest and the burning of the forest would accelerate climate change massively. What do you do about that?
The rainforest has been in existence for at least 55 million years. Isn't that crazy?
Makes sense. Yeah, it makes sense to me. But I don't know, it's terrifying. What do you do,
Good question.
Well, I mean, the United States is usually the one to take the lead on these kinds of global initiatives, but Trump doesn't believe in global climate change. I don't think he's going to say anything about it.
Yeah.
He's all about sovereignty. He'll say, hey, Brazil.
Do your thing.
Dude, it's so short-sighted. We are going to fucking die. Everyone's going to die, dude. The planet is going to... the hottest day of summer that just fucking sucks ass?
Every day.
This is the hottest year on record again.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not just hot. It's going to be hot here, and LA is going to be uninhabitable. Europe might freeze over. The rainforest will disappear. The sea line is going to raise like 20 feet. putting most coastal cities underwater. But yet, it seems like almost everybody doesn't fucking care. I mean, at what point? I think that the Amazon forest being on fire could be a good catalyst to make people care. It's been
I
3
hope
weeks.
so.
Nobody cares.
To begin with, I didn't hear about it for a while, it seems like, until just like in the last day, I'm starting to see it in the news.
But you need a concerted global effort right now. That's the
I
only thing that
agree.
can change, that can affect it.
It seems so funny that, like...
Forget about Iran's nukes. You know what I'm saying? The Iran nuclear deal. We need a Brazilian don't fucking cut down the rainforest deal.
Our generation, everyone loves making fun of our generation, the millennials.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, look what we were born into.
Mm-hmm. We were left with this dying planet, an unsustainable disparity of wealth, in which nobody can even afford to buy a fucking house.
Mm-hmm.
We are...
Now we're facing the
Earth
automation.
is on fire. Automation is removing more and more jobs.
We just ate at Shake Shack this week, and it was all you just order on the tablet.
There's nobody there.
Didn't even need to communicate with
There's
anyone.
just people in the kitchen.
It was great. But
And I'll tell you what, the customer. Well, that's the truth, though.
that's the truth. It was
the
great.
customer experience is better.
I
And that's
don't
what we need.
want to talk to anyone. It was nice.
Andrew Yang is the only person who's actually addressing future issues. Nobody's even none of the main people running are not even thinking about the biggest issues that we need to be thinking about.
Well, to be fair, I mean, just was it yesterday? Bernie came out with the giant climate change plan or whatever. So
That's good.
Yeah.
Thank God. But I think automation, is equally as important.
Mm-hmm.
But I think that obviously global warming is number one because we need to keep the planet habitable.
Yeah, right. No point in automation if nobody's alive.
Just imagine, what fucking hellscape he's going to be.
Both of
born
these
into.
problems are already here. I think it's both.
What about our grandchildren? I'm not sure that this Earth is going to be habitable for our grandchildren.
That's crazy to think about it. Yeah.
Let me read this again. Scientists warned that losing another fifth of the Brazil Amazon will trigger the feedback loop known as dieback, in which the forest begins to dry out and burns in a cascading system collapse beyond the reach of any subsequent human intervention.
Yeah, not great.
It's a Chinese hoax. Also, why are these people so short-sighted? Our leaders are sociopaths. They care about power and glorifying themselves. They have no long-sightedness. They don't give a fuck because when they die and they had their little power trip when they were alive and got to control the world, they don't care about what's left, even for their own kids.
Yeah, it's awful.
I'd rather eat an Arby's sandwich than read this shit again. Deal with this. You know what I'm saying?